All right, we're back.
Wait, let me do my hair.
Sorry. Well, our morale is much improved, wouldn't you say?
Much improved after last night, that's for certain.
Yeah. Not a lot of things went right except for finding this amazing camping spot with fire pit. We got a fire going this morning. Everything we had was wet and frozen, except what we wore to bed. Well, I don't know. Did you have any dry stuff when you went to sleep or
Oh,
no?
no.
Yeah. So Jim, man,
I wore my socks dry.
yeah, he's a soldier. So let me tell you, that's where he stayed last night. He set up his bivvy and then used the tarp, and then of course I'm over there between the white pine and the sycamore, the young sycamore over there. So it actually ended up being godsend. We come across this area, and we're just like, we pulled the trigger. Let's just stay here. It's getting too much hail, turned to freezing rain, as you can see by the ground.
Yeah, that's all sleet left over from last night.
Yep. So the ironic thing is, we didn't camp next to water, and I was down to about 1.25 liters. Jim's got about 2 liters. He packed a little extra, which was smart. So we came over to this here. Obviously, no water there. But the funny thing is, the plane's coming overhead. Where we walked in, there was no water here. This is where we walk through, and now we have water. So we should be good for the rest of the trip. So pretty blessed. So got down to, it was in the 20s. I know that much last night. I don't know what the exact temperature was. Other than that, we're gonna enjoy the hike back. Probably a lot better than yesterday. What were the winds yesterday?
I bet you they were at least 40 miles an hour, probably some.
Yeah.
Not gonna guess how much higher, but they were pretty strong.
Yeah. That first ridge we were on was nice, where the wind was blocking it. But then we hit a ridge on the opposite side, and it was a wind tunnel.
As soon as we went over the saddle, that wind really started screaming.
Yeah, it was definitely beating you up. All right. That is the coolest stove I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's SVEA 123. It's just an old-fashioned white gas style stove. Self-priming, and by self-priming means I actually light a fire on top of the canister to prime and pressurize the fuel so it comes up through the jet. There's a spirit cup like there are in a lot of your white gas stoves, like the Whisper Light, to prime the jet. But this is setting it right on top of the fuel canister itself. And it's got a cleaning needle in it. It's over a 100-year-old design. I believe Optimus still markets them, so they're still not going away.
That is pretty wicked. So that's like your heaviest piece of gear?
Yeah, that is my heaviest piece of gear.
That's hilarious.
It's probably pretty close to the weight of my backpack.
That's awesome. But that's why it still lasts. That's crazy. That's awesome, man. You said it's got a cleaning needle in it too?
Got a cleaning needle in it. There's not much flame control. It's basically on, off, and clean.
On, off, and clean. Oh, okay. So your
yeah, if I keep going to the right, the needle pops up and kind of just pokes the jet, just like on the Optimus Nova.
Nice.
There's a couple other older designs as well. By the Optimus had, I don't know what's still being made. One's a very small blue box called, I believe that one's the Hunter, and another one that actually has a priming pump on it called the Hiker. It's much larger. Why it was called a Hiker, I haven't got a clue.
Awesome. Very cool. Cool stuff. We are ready to head out. So I think we got everything cleaned up. Pretty much leave no trace, right? So Jim had an incident with a water bottle. It actually split in half.
That's the last thing that went in there.
Yeah. So he's packing that out. But luckily we got an extra Hydropack Seeker 2 liter. So that'll more than enough water to get us back to the 8 miles, somewhere around there. So we didn't go all the way to Revis again, so which is where the water source was, right?
I think there's a well there actually.
A well? Okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, we didn't make it that way. So, but the water came to us, so we didn't have to go after it, which is some of the most amazing trail magic I've ever seen. So, but we're gonna head out, and the sun is shining.
Well, I think we each managed to collect about a liter worth of water running off of our tarp last night. So.
Yes, we did do that. In preparation, we did collect some water from the rain. So we just put our cups underneath the tarps. So you always kind of plan on the worst, but this actually turned out to be best case scenario. We're on Revis Trails, heading back to the vehicle. We seen the sign, so we weren't too far from the, what intersection was it, 112 in Revis?
I don't recall. I think all I remember is it was for the Revis Gap Trail.
Yeah.
For the next one.
Yep. So, but we weren't too far from it, which is a good thing. So we took a long time getting started, but absolutely was the right thing to do. Getting good and dried out. I don't think either one of us had a piece of gear that wasn't absolutely soaked. No sense being in a hurry today. We're only going to be doing about 8 miles. Took a quick minute to shed some layers. They're getting pretty warm. That sun beating down on us. It's still chilly, but I think our biggest thing we've been successful at is leveraging our warmth. So you get too hot underneath the layers and you get sweating. Then as soon as you have to change layers, you're freezing. So we usually take often breaks just to shed layers or add on layers just to kind of manage that. It's worked out well for us, but that, and we don't mind gawking at this.
Oh, it's hideous.
Who comes here? For what reason?
You really wanted to come out here? What's wrong with you, Jamie?
I know. You know, we thought about going fishing instead, didn't we?
Well, I thought about just saying, forget it and let's go play top golf, but...
Yeah, that's true.
We could go get the boat and head out, could have gone to the boat and headed out to Canyon or Saguaro Lakes for a day.
Yeah. If you know, we're giving Jim a trail name right now, so he is now officially Walleye. So the guy, every lake that we've went to, our history, spent a lot of time in Canada, went to Minnesota, lots of places fishing, and the man can catch trophy fish. So you are now dubbed Walleye.
I kind of lost my title at Ottertail. That was more of a...
Ottertail?
Brent and Mike found those guys there.
Yeah, well, you did catch that one ginormous northern.
I did catch a good northern, but
yeah,
that was about it.
Yeah, about what, 8 pounds was it? 9 pounds?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was pretty good size. So, all right, back at it. I'm starting to get chilled. How about you?
I could sit around for a while.
I bet you could. I bet you could. So this is to go to Plow Saddle. So this is the break where we branched off to the left. So we just say straight here, right?
Correct.
Awesome. And they still left their trash behind.
I have a feeling that's been there longer than you've been alive, and me as well.
Probably so. It looks like some type of hitch or something. I don't know. But you said this used to be like all ranch land or something?
They're not. These are all mining camps and ranchers out here.
That explains the barbed wire fences that are random. So, Yeah, Elijah Rivas was quite a character, man. I did a little bit of looking on him. Couple things that I found interesting. So one, he never got a haircut, never shaved, and never took a bath. So that was interesting within itself. Two, the funniest story I think I ever heard was about Elijah Rivas. Apparently the Apaches were on the warpath, and Elijah Rivas was a hermit that lived in this area. So his house was right across the creek, and the Apaches kind of attacked him in his abode. He was stuck inside, couldn't come out, but one thing about him, he was a crack shot. So he took out 3 Apaches, and then the Apaches fell back behind the creek, and they waited him out. They were just going to wait for him to run out of food, run out of water, till where he had to come out of his house. Well, Elijah Rivas, I guess, was a pretty educated man as well. Figured they always had issues with thinking if you were crazy, they wouldn't mess with you. They felt it was like bad spirit. So he stripped down, completely buck naked, grabbed 2 butcher's knives out of the kitchen, and took off and ran out of his house screaming and yelling, running across the river at the Apaches that were camped out at the other side. So they apparently turned and fled, continued to raid houses in this area, but never came back to Rivas's. So I thought that was kind of crazy. So sometimes the history of these places is just as fun as going and seeing them.
Some stories you just can't make up.
Exactly. It was the craziest thing. It's pretty interesting. Quick little break, getting some water. We're about done. Yeah, we really don't need any more because we're only about 3 miles away. You'll see the trail to Rivas Falls that goes up and over there, and then over there is Apache Lake, so not too shabby. Next time you should see us is at the truck. That was Brown's Peak there, right? The 4 peaks? That was engulfed in clouds, I think, last time we seen it, so you can actually see it and see the snow on it a little bit there, which is recent.
As in last night?
Last night. Pretty cool. I think they're taking pictures.
Okay, I'll probably have the cave and stuff right there. That's pretty cool.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, there they are.
Yeah, we didn't see that on the way down.
No, we did not.
Because it was the other direction.
Yeah.
Down another canyon.
Pretty cool. Wow. Yeah. This is a sharp turn. Well, Jim, thanks for a great trip, man.
Not a problem. It was enjoyable, mostly.
Yeah, it was. And we started getting a little tired, but I do appreciate it, man. It's good to see you too. It's been too dang long.
Yep.
That is for sure.
I've been since the last time we went to Minnesota.
Ah, goodness, good times. So we'll make sure it's not that long again.
I'm gonna have to.
So, well, what do we do next?
I got something for you.
All right, sounds good.
Maybe a little farther. There we go. Hey Jeremy, what are you doing? Ooh! That might be going into the whites.
Well, tell me what you're aiming for when you aim.
Okay, we'll go for the wall.
Okay. Which, between what poles? Between what poles?
It's gonna hit a little bit too center.
Go to the left one or the right one? Ah. That's it.